So as panic sets in at the Trump campaign and accelerates each and every day as Vice President Kamala Harris and her VP pick Governor Walz continue to draw massive crowds, the Trump campaign is sending email after email to their supporters or people on their listserv, each one more pathetic than the next. Just take a look at this. In about a 10-hour period, there's about 6 separate emails. So it's like email every 60 to 90 minutes, and they're all unhinged. Like this email that people on his listserv get. I subscribe so you don't have to. Just look how unhinged these messages are and how culty and weird. Donald Trump writes, "I'll wear this hat if Kamala shows up to the debate." And it goes, "Ready to ship to your door" is the subject. "I'll wear this hat if Kamala shows up to the debate. Ben, will you make a bold statement and wear it with me? If you claim yours in the next 45 minutes, I might even invite you to be in the crowd." What in the Kim Jong-un are you even talking about? You canceled the debate. Donald Trump canceled the debate. And when you canceled it, it's scheduled for September 10th on ABC. You said, "I'm not doing a debate with Slopadopoulos." That's what you call George Stephanopoulos because you're like a 3-year-old bully. No offense to even 3-year-old bullies because you behave even worse than them, but no one should be a bully at all. Slopadopoulos, this. You canceled the debate. You're afraid to debate. And then you said that you're going to go on Fox and you're going to do something in early September in front of a stadium. That's what you do every night. You call into Fox and then they say to you, "Oh, why are you such a funny person, Donald? And Melania is so great." And it's just so weird every single day. And by the way, they settled for basically $1 billion for defamation, spreading lies about the 2020 election. You canceled the debate, you coward. By the way, you know who else is saying he's not going to debate and being all weird about it? Yeah, your running mate, or maybe soon to be not running mate, the way things are going, Shady Vance, because he gave a press conference yesterday where he's like, "All right, here's the deal. Here's what I'm going to do. I will agree to debate Kamala Harris, but I'm not going to debate Governor Walz." You see, because he may not even be the VP pick. No, you're scared. You're terrified. Get off the couch and debate. This is what Shady Vance had to say. Play this clip.
7th? Okay, so here's my offer to Kamala Harris. If she'd like to do a debate with me on August 13th, I'll do it, right? We should do that, right? I don't think she wants to anymore because, one, she probably doesn't even know that she's going to be the Democratic nominee, and two, we don't know who the vice presidential nominee is going to be either. He's got a lot of skeletons that are coming out of the closet today, and we'll see if the Democrats pull a bait and switch on Tim Walz or on Kamala Harris, just like they did with Joe Biden. But look.
And by the way, this is a day before what Governor Walz had to say about J.D. Vance debating. Play this clip.
Like all regular people I grew up with in the heartland, J.D. studied at Yale, had his career funded by Silicon Valley billionaires, and then wrote a bestseller trashing that community. Come on! That's not what middle America is. And I gotta tell you, I can't wait to debate the guy. That is if he's willing to get off the couch and show up. So, you see what I did there?
Just showing you some of these other unhinged, panicky messages from the Trump campaign. This one goes, "I registered my MAGA poll in your name." Why would you do that? I didn't ask for that. "Please tell me your response to the first question hasn't changed. I hope it's even easier now that dangerously liberal Tim Walz joined the race. I'll let you be the judge." That's one of Trump's emails. It's all fear. It's all fear and name calling. Here's Donald Trump's next one. "Trump emergency interview. Ben, can you hop on a call right now? Are you going to call me? I mean, does his supporters actually think he's going to give them a call if they click the respond button and then donate money? Just more scams. It's more grift. It goes, Ben, Trump needs to speak with you ASAP. Now that we're officially going up the dangerously liberal Harris-Walz ticket, can you hop on a call? I'm taking on a team of radicals dedicated to destroying America, and I need your advice. I've only got an hour. So please sit for an interview with Trump right now. Just a scam. It's just more Trump fraud. This whole thing is a lie. You've had my back through everything, and I will always love you for that. What are you talking about? You will love me for that? These are weird, creepy things to say. But at this very moment, I need you more than I ever have. Okay, weird. Then Donald Trump's next one. The world has gone to shit in the last 2 weeks, he says. Here's the message. This is campaign message, right? I mean, Vice President Kamala Harris is talking about we're not going back. Here's our future forward vision. We're going to protect healthcare and expand the Affordable Care Act. We're going to protect Social Security. We're going to protect Medicare. We're going to take care of our veterans. We're going to make sure everybody has a wage with dignity. We're going to protect women's reproductive rights. We're going to stop these creepy weirdos from going into your doctor's office and making decisions over your healthcare and your reproductive rights. And what's Donald Trump saying? Donald Trump saying the world has gone to shit and Kamala is nowhere to be found. I think I know where she is. She was in front of a packed stadium in Philadelphia that you couldn't fill up. That's where she was the day before. Then yesterday she was in Michigan. Yesterday she was in Wisconsin in front of massive crowds talking about policies and issues and not Hannibal Lecter or getting eaten by sharks in front of massive crowds that do not want to go back. So here, Donald Trump whines and says, this is crashing, that's crashing. It's all bogus fear-mongering. I mean, how dare you just lie and say the stock market is crashing? This is what Trump says in email. The stock market is crashing. No, it crashed when you were in office. It's not crashing. It's actually up about 50%. That's right, about 50% since you stopped disgracing the office, despite you lying and saying there's going to be a depression. Because for people like Donald Trump, our pain, our suffering, us hurting, that makes him happy. He wants you to feel pain. He wants you to suffer because he thinks in the suffering, that's where he can get momentum around his lies. And in chaos, maybe people vote for dictators. That's his whole thinking. So no, stop saying things are crashing that aren't crashing, and stop trying to create panic and fear. Stop interfering with bipartisan immigration bills when people are trying to get things done. Stop inviting Viktor Orban and other foreign leaders, Netanyahu, over to Mar-a-Lago to try to interfere and cause chaos with American foreign policy. Stop threatening the Federal Reserve chairman not to lower interest rates because you want to keep interest rates high because you think that's a winning issue for you. Stop attacking OPEC for lowering the price per barrel thanks to ingenious oil trading strategies by the Biden-Harris administration because you want gas prices to be up. I mean, you literally have a shadow, whatever you want to even call them, it's all projection, right? Deep state, whatever you want to call these MAGAs, trying to undermine effective government and sow discord and problems so they can run on it. They think that's a winning issue for them. Enough. This is why I love when Governor Walz talked about this at his speech, and it's for real. One of the things we can never forgive MAGA for, and this whole hateful movement, is trying to take away our joy and our happiness and our smiles and our laughter. Here's what Governor Walz said. Play this clip.
This is what we know. All the things that make me mad about those other guys and all the things they do wrong, the one thing that I will not forgive them for is they try to steal the joy from this country. They try and steal the joy. But you know what? You know what? Our next president brings the joy. She emanates the joy.
So here's a pretty cool and positive story I want to share. So I got my uncle MD hearing aids, and I saw him recently over the past weekend, and he told me how much better his hearing has been. This podcast is sponsored by MD Hearing. MD Hearing is an FDA-registered, rechargeable hearing aid that costs a fraction of what typical hearing aids cost. MD Hearing's Neo model costs over 90% less than clinical hearing aids. The Neo fits inside your ear, so no one will even know it's there. Plus, MD Hearing just launched the Neo XS, MD Hearing's smallest hearing aid ever. MD Hearing recently cut their price in half. That means you can get high-quality, rechargeable digital hearing aids for only $297 a pair. MD Hearing was founded by an ENT surgeon who saw how many of his patients needed hearing aids but couldn't afford them. He made it his mission to develop a quality hearing aid that anyone could afford. I have been raving to everyone about MD hearing aids for a while now. MD Hearing is just as good as premium quality hearing aids. $297 for a pair of hearing aids this good is crazy. I can't believe I was overpaying so much for hearing aids, and I can't believe how much my uncle loves MD hearing aids. Edward S. calls MD Hearing, quote, the best hearing aid I have used at any price. It's like exactly what my uncle said. MD Hearing has sold over 1.5 million hearing aids, and they offer a 45-day risk-free trial with a 100% money-back guarantee, so you can buy with confidence. Get the hearing you deserve with MD Hearing. Go to shopmdhearing.com and use promo code Meidas, M-E-I-D-A-S, to get their new $297 when you buy a pair offer. Plus, they are adding a free extra charging case, a $100 value, just for our listeners of the show. That's shopmdhearing.com. Use our promo code Meidas and get their new $297 when you buy a pair offer. Pretty good. Here's Vice President Kamala Harris, her speech when she was in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, talking about, Trump's talking about terminating the Constitution. Play this clip.
Think about the fact that last month, the United States Supreme Court basically told the former president, who has been convicted of fraud, that going forward, he will be immune no matter what he does in the White House. Think about what that means and the changed circumstances since 16/6/20 when you think about what that court decision means. Donald Trump has openly vowed if reelected, he will be a dictator on day one. That he would weaponize the Department of Justice against his political enemies. That he would round up peaceful protesters and throw them out of our country. And even, quote, terminate the United States Constitution. So let us be clear. Let us be clear. Someone who suggests we should terminate the Constitution of the United States should never again have a chance to stand behind the seal of the President of the United States.
On the other hand, you got the Trump campaign spokesperson, Stephen Chung, making posts like this. Kamala. And then he does a Venn diagram. Kamala, Kamala. And then Stephen Chung writes, make sure Air Force Two, Vice President Kamala Harris's plane, is deep cleaned, because Lord only knows what Kamala Harris and her team have done on there. The smell alone on that plane must be crazy. And that's Stephen Chung talking to Shady Vance, who has been following Kamala Harris around. He takes Trump's plane and follows Kamala Harris state to state, wherever she goes. He then lands the plane and he tried to inspect her plane and get on it. And Stephen Chung, Trump's campaign spokesperson, is talking about Shady Vance should go on the plane and sniff it and see if it smells. This is some weird stuff. This is some weird stuff. And then what was MAGA doing the whole day? What was their messaging that they had Shady Vance out there doing? They had Shady Vance accusing Governor Walz of stolen valor. Let me be very clear. You have Governor Walz served 24 years, earning 8 promotions and ending as a command sergeant major, the highest NCO position. J.D. Vance, running mate Donald Trump, is Sergeant Bone Spurs, someone who lied about medical issues to avoid Vietnam. But this is what Shady Vance was saying. Here, play this clip.
Well, I wonder, Tim Walz, when were you ever in war? What was this weapon that you carried into war, given that you abandoned your unit right before they went to Iraq, and he has not spent a day in a combat zone? What bothers me about Tim Walz is the stolen valor garbage. Do not pretend to be something that you're not. And if he wants to criticize me for getting an Ivy League education, I'm proud of the fact that my mamaw supported me, that I was able to make something of myself. I'd be ashamed if I was him and I lied about my military service like he did.
All right, Shady Vance, since you want to go there, let me pull out this clip right here. Like when Donald Trump said his Vietnam was avoiding STDs. Play this clip.
You got to say to a woman, hey, listen, you got to go to my personal doctor and I'm going to have you checked out. Is that a tough thing to say to a woman, or you just got the balls to say it?
You know, I'll tell you, it's amazing. I can't even believe it. I've been so lucky,
right,
in terms of that whole world. Because
you've never gotten a social disease.
It is a dangerous world out there.
It is.
Scary. It's like Vietnam, sort of like, you know, the Vietnam era.
It is your personal Vietnam, isn't it?
It is my personal
It is. You've said that many
I feel
times.
like a great and very brave soldier.
A lot of guys who went through Vietnam came out unscathed. A lot of guys who've gone through the 80s having sex with different women came out with AIDS and all kinds of things.
They survived Vietnam.
This is better than Vietnam.
Or how about this, when Michael Cohen testified before the House about what Donald Trump told him about Vietnam? Play this clip.
Mr. Trump tasked me to handle the negative press surrounding his medical deferment from the Vietnam draft. Mr. Trump claimed it was because of a bone spur, but when I asked for medical records, he gave me none and said that there was no surgery. He told me not to answer the specific questions by reporters, but rather offer simply the fact that he received a medical deferment. He finished the conversation with the following comment: "You think I'm stupid? I'm not going to Vietnam." And I find it ironic, Mr. President, that you are in Vietnam right now.
Or how about this, when Donald Trump attacked the service of the actual late, great John McCain? Here, play this clip.
He hit me. He's not a war hero. He's a war hero. He's a war hero.
5.5 years.
He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured, okay? I hate to tell you.
Do you agree with that?
Also worth noting that this photo was unearthed on Wednesday. A photo of Donald Trump and Kevin Roberts, the author of Project 2025, flying in Trump's private jet recently. Oh, I thought you didn't know him, Donald. Or then how about this? Donald Trump telling the Heritage Foundation, after flying in the private jet with Kevin Roberts, that their agenda, the Project 2025 agenda, is fueling the MAGA movement. Here, play this clip.
Because our country is going to hell. The critical job of institutions such as Heritage is to lay the groundwork, and Heritage does such an incredible job at that. And I'm telling you, with Kevin and the staff, and I met so many of them now, I took pictures with among the most handsome, beautiful people I've ever seen. I didn't like that picture. If you could lose that picture, please, would you, Kevin? But this is a great, no, he says I won't do that. But this is a great group, and they're going to lay the groundwork and detail plans for exactly what our movement will do and what your movement will do when the American people give us a colossal mandate to save America. And that's coming. That's coming. Because
we've got the receipts. We've got the data. Stop taking away our joy and our happiness and our unity as a country. It's one of the great things that Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Walz are exposing. Tell me what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million subscribers together. Have a wonderful day.
Real quick, Meta just changed their algorithm to suppress political content. Please follow our Instagram @MeidasTouch right now as we head towards 400,000 followers so you don't miss a beat.